Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I have a lot to do today, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. Saturday, my husband and I worked together to defrost our freezer. I'll take you downstairs and show you what kind of freezer we have, so hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so here's our old freezer. I don't know what year it is. You can see the logo. I know my father-in-law gave it to us about 20 years ago, and I don't know, 1950s model maybe? I don't know if it's that old. But anyway, it still works. I know it's not energy efficient, but it was free, and we can't really afford another freezer right now. But the problem with it is it's not frost free, so once or twice a year we have to defrost it. And so we worked on that on Saturday because, and then we left all this space open. We had the opportunity to get half a pig from a friend of mine. Her boys were in 4-H, and so she had 3 pigs that she's sending to slaughter this week, to market. Anyway, so she put on Facebook offering to sell pork to whoever wanted it, and so we took her up on the offer, and we're going to purchase half a pig, which could be anywhere from 80 to 100 pounds of meat. She'll let us know. She's having them weighed today, and she'll let us know. But anyway, probably this weekend we'll be going to pick up the meat, and the way the freezer was before, we just did not have room in it for anything. So we got that defrosted, and I'll take you back upstairs and show you what I'm going to be doing with some of the things that I took out of the freezer. So up in the top of the freezer I found 4 pouches of applesauce that I had done. This is from 2015, and we needed to use it. I didn't want to stick them back in the freezer. So I decided, I took some of the applesauce to church yesterday and had people eat it for our lunch. And today I'm going to take the rest of the applesauce and I'm going to make applesauce muffins. Now, first thing I have to do is figure out how much applesauce I actually have, because the recipe calls for 1 cup. And already I've got 4 cups. So I'm going to have to quadruple the recipe with just what is in this bowl, and this is probably another 2 cups here. That's going to make a lot of muffins, but we'll put them in the freezer. My husband takes them to work for snack, mid-morning snack, and then our kids really enjoy eating them as well. So let me get this all measured out and get the ingredients going, and I'll be back. So I ended up getting 8 cups of applesauce, and so you do the math. It takes 1 cup for 1 batch. So I'm doing an 8 times batch of these muffins. Now some of them I will put in loaf pans, and I'll make applesauce bread out of them. So in the meantime, in this bowl I have a combination of 3 different kinds of flours, organic plain flour, white flour, whole wheat flour, and oat flour, plus baking powder, salt, brown sugar, and some spices. Now the recipe called for cinnamon, but my applesauce already has cinnamon in it, so I did not add any more cinnamon, but I did add some of this 5 spice powder. I don't know if you can see that. It's awfully dark. There we go. 5 spice powder. Our family just really loves the taste of this, and obviously it has 5 different spices in it, and I don't know what those are. Doesn't say on there. So anyway, I added that. I'm going to divide it into 2 different bowls. It's thoroughly mixed, but I'm going to divide it into 2 separate bowls before I add the wet ingredients. And in this bowl I have 16 eggs that need to be beat, so I'm going to get those going. And for those who don't already know, for my new subscribers, I have, between my dad and I, my dad lives right next door to us. Between the two of us, we have over 40 laying hens, so we have lots and lots of eggs. So this is not a problem at all to do this as far as eggs go, because we have them coming out our ears. So I'm going to get these eggs going, and then I'll get the rest of the wet ingredients together, and when it's time to combine the two, I'll be back. I don't know if you can tell, but we're getting some really good rain. We've been needing rain so bad. Everything is so dry. And you can see, I don't know if you can tell from this distance, I can't zoom with this camera. It doesn't have a zoom feature. But my chickens are all under cover and my ducks are out in the rain, playing in the rain. Oh, it's so nice to get some nice gentle rain. Okay, so in this bowl I've got the eggs all mixed up, and to that I need to add the oil, the applesauce, and the milk. Now in my case I'm using coconut oil, but you can use any kind of your favorite oil that you want. And I'm also using cashew milk because I have an allergy to dairy products. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all mixed in. I have a feeling that it's not all going to mix in this bowl. I'm going to have to put it in a bigger bowl. So once I get all the wet ingredients together, I'll be back. Whew, that was a job. I finally got all of it mixed together. And I have to admit, I resorted to using my KitchenAid, dumping the ingredients in batches and mixing it, because I wanted to make sure that the ingredients were combined thoroughly. Plus, I made a rookie mistake. Coconut oil is awesome. It makes your baked goods taste wonderful, and it adds a lot of nutrition. But if you add coconut oil to cold ingredients, it gets solid. It turns into a solid. And my eggs were cold, my milk was cold, the applesauce was cold, and I goofed up and I dumped the coconut oil in with the wet ingredients, and my coconut oil turned into clumps of hard rocks of oil. So I had to put it through the KitchenAid so that it could beat those chunks of coconut oil into smaller bits. So if you choose to use coconut oil, mix all of your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients, melt your coconut oil in the microwave, and then add it to your batter, and then you won't have that mistake. Also, I would not recommend timesing this recipe times 8, because it really makes a lot of batter. But we will be enjoying this applesauce bread and applesauce muffins. Now the only other thing I have to do before I get these in the oven is I have to add some chopped pecans, and this just happens to be the nuts that I enjoy the most. You can use whatever kind of nuts you like, or you can omit them altogether. So I'm going to go ahead and get those nuts mixed in, get this stuff all baked off, and when I get them all done, which will be a couple of hours from now, I'll be back to show you what everything looks like and how much I got. It's still raining. It's been a couple of hours later and it's still raining. You can see our driveway. I'm letting water. Sheesh, I open up the door and the dogs go crazy, thinking somebody's here or something. Silly dogs. But anyway, I can't open the door because it's raining in. You can see the water puddling up in our driveway. That's pretty cool. We needed this rain so bad. But anyway, another thing I found in the freezer that I don't want to just throw away and waste are these burritos, these frozen beef and bean burritos. There for a while my kids were eating them like crazy, so I put them on my weekly list to shop when I went shopping, and would get more. Well, then they didn't tell me that they got tired of them, so they kind of stacked up in the freezer. Well, this package was buried in the freezer, and who knows how long it had been in there, and so it's kind of freezer burned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, they're thawed out, I thawed them out in the refrigerator, and I'm going to dice them up into small pieces, and we will give them to the dogs. Just sprinkle a little bit on their food or give them to them as a snack. So when I get those all chopped up, I'll be back and I'll show you how many I got. The last of the applesauce bread is in the oven, and so when that comes out I will show you what I got done there as well. So we'll be back. Okay, so here's the bag of chopped up Fritos. I'll keep this in the refrigerator, and like I said, we'll sprinkle some of this on their dog food for the next few days, and that way it won't be wasted. I wanted to show you where I put that little chalkboard that I got at the dollar store. I have this plate rack in my kitchen. Obviously had 4 plates on it, and I just took the bottom plate off and I put the little chalkboard there, and I just write little inspirational things on there. This is a Bible verse from Micah 6:8. This is just a condensed of the verse. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly. So if you want to see what the whole verse says, then look up Micah chapter 6 verse 8. And then what I did with the plate that I took out of there, I just stuck it over here in my corner cabinet. It's up here on the top shelf. So I thought that worked out really cute. And then I'll show you my other chalkboard and my verse that I put on it. The Lord is my strength and my shield, in Him my heart trusts. Psalm 28:7. Okay, so here it is. This is what I got out of that big giant bowl of batter. I got about 3½ dozen muffins and 3 very large loaves of applesauce bread. So this will be great. I'll probably give some of this to my dad and my brother, and put the rest in the freezer. And between what I have already baked, the zucchini bread and muffins, the banana bread and muffins, and this should last us quite a long time, like clear through the first of the year probably. I won't have to bake my husband any muffins for his lunch for quite some time. Now I will put the original recipe in the comments section below, not in the comments section, in the description box below, exactly how it is in the book. And I obviously did it a little bit differently because it called for all-purpose flour, and I did a mixture of different flours. So, and I did a little bit different spices. And the reason why the breads look dark is because I sprinkled cinnamon sugar on the top of them, and I should have covered them with foil about halfway through the baking time, and I didn't realize they were getting so dark till about 15 minutes before the timer went off. So I covered them with foil at that time, but they're not burnt, they're just darker than the muffins. So alrighty, we will be back. We're having meatloaf for supper tonight. We're having meatloaf for supper tonight, and I've shown you before how I make my meatloaf, so I won't record that. But I will show you my plate before we have dinner. It is about 2:30 right now, and I have some other things I need to get done this afternoon. And I've got a headache, a sinus headache. I think it's from the weather. I took some, and you can tell I sound a little nasally, but I took some pills, and I think I'm going to rest for about a half hour, and hopefully we'll feel better. So we'll be back when our supper is done. Okay, so this is our dinner tonight. I've got a sweet potato meatloaf, broccoli, and summer squash. And then the family's going to have French fries. So that's what's for dinner. It is 7 o'clock p.m. and it is still pouring down rain. We've been doing this almost all day. We really needed the rain, but this is a bit much. And now the county that we live in is under a flash flood warning. It shouldn't affect our house though, because we live up on higher ground and live on a sand hill. So anyway, yeah, this is what's going on still. I don't know when it's supposed to stop. Well, it's been a busy day and my day's not over yet, but I think I'm going to be closing the vlog out here. And before I go, I wanted to let you guys in on some information that happened over the weekend. If you've been following my vlogs, then you are familiar with my rooster Oliver and how we kind of adopted him and brought him into our coop so that he would be safe from predators. Well, he was in the coop with the ducks for exactly 1 week, and then we had to evict him. On Saturday, I was out doing my chores in the evening, and I noticed that my ducks were acting really funny and acting afraid of him, like really afraid of him, giving him a very wide berth. And I thought, well, that's weird, what's going on? And I turned my back, and I turned back around, and he has jumped on one of my ducks. And he was, I think, trying to mate with her, but he was just being aggressive. Whatever his motives, he was being aggressive. So I thought, oh, I don't know, he can't stay in there. So I left him, this was Saturday night, I left him in the outside part of the yard, and I had kept the ducks in the enclosed part for the night because I didn't want to make any like rash decisions right then and there. And plus, my husband and I tried to get him out of the pen, and he was having none of it. And so we didn't feel like chasing a rooster around the backyard for half an hour when it's 90 degrees out. So I left him in, and I told my husband, I said, well, I won't let my ducks out in the yard in the morning, and then when we get home from church, we'll deal with it. So when we got home from church, we got him, finally, we took all 4 of us, my 2 kids and my husband and I, got him out of the duck yard and out of the backyard, and now he's completely free range again. He still hangs around here, I still feed him, I still give him water, but he can't be in the pen with my ducks anymore. He just was, you know, being too aggressive. He was trying to show his dominance, and I had read articles about how roosters can actually kill your ducks if they're too aggressive. So he's never been aggressive towards people, and I was hoping that it would work out, but it obviously didn't. So I still claim him as my rooster, but he is completely 100% free range, and he has to roost out in the trees at night and take his chances with predators. So that's just the way it has to be. So I just wanted to update you on that. And I think that's all the news for now. Oh, the other thing is, I was going to order my 50 meat chicks last week, and I decided not to. I decided to wait until this week because we were right in the middle of a really, really bad heat wave, and I just didn't feel comfortable with them shipping live chicks when it's 90+ degrees outside. I just felt like that's just not, it's taking a risk that I don't need to take. So I'll be ordering them this week. I don't want to wait past this week because I don't want to be butchering them on Halloween or the end of October, because sometimes we have snow and can be quite cold the end of October. So this week has got to be the deadline. So I'll be ordering those this week. Alright, I think that's all the news. I need to get off of here, and I still need to exercise tonight and get a shower and then just relax for the evening. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye, friends.